Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. Welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. And join me in saying hello to my wonderful co hosts, Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, Val from Dragonfly Crystals. We are waiting on Allie. We're hoping Allie is going to join us. She had a dental appointment that she totally forgot about. So she's going to do her best to come in. And then we're waiting for my special guest to join us, Celtic Tarot Sheila. And and she is coming from the dentist as well. So you know what?
Are they going to be able to talk?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Anytime I ever went to the dentist,
Yes.
That's me when I left. I mean,
Yeah, totally. So I'm just going to say very quickly to hello to a few folks. And oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you in the beginning. Yes, Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. I did a show yesterday with Danny Shade, Danny Shade Tarot, and he was saying, you always say, as always, my name is, like, why do you say that? Because it could change.
It could change.
I could change it to anything I want it to be. So I'm letting you know.
Tomorrow I might be Kathy Lee. Who knows?
Yes.
So, very quickly, Suzanne Grigsby, nice to see you here. Book Bewitched, nice to see you here as well.
What?
We've got Marby Gangora. We have got somebody, Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. I don't know who that
They
is.
let her in the door.
Yeah, watch the back door, you guys. We've got Captain Morgan. We've got Anya Ashdown. Rose Blue is here. Laura Hammond Davis. Hello, hello. Dorian. Denise Fletcher. Hello, Denise Fletcher. Denise is a new member on the channel. And artist Liz. Hello. Tiffany Tisdale. Clarence Fields. Oh my gosh, look at all the great people in here. Mary Hernandez Walker. Chris Queen. Julie Moon. Teacher Barbara. Lightseeker. Mimi Nee.
I don't know if I can type this fast.
Well, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Trying to say hi to everybody in the chat. It's like, okay, my fingers aren't going fast enough.
Yeah. Kathleen Bourgeois, Allie Mack. Wow. So thank you for joining us. And I'm looking forward to this show. And we actually had two questions that we'll be addressing later on. However, to get us started, the topic for today is the difference between race and the difference between ethnicity. And the reason that I wanted to bring this up is with so much being made about Kamala Harris and she was Indian forever, and then all of a sudden she decided to go black. Like, it's a conscious decision you make, right? So, and I thought there's a lot of people who aren't quite sure if there is a difference and what the difference is. And I thought this was a great opportunity to kind of bring it up and to kind of explain it and maybe talk about our experience with race and ethnicity and so on and so forth. So for those of you that don't know, race, hey Annie, the definition of race is a concept used to describe a group of people who share physical characteristics such as skin color or facial features. They may also share similar social or cultural identities and ancestral backgrounds. Now, what is ethnicity? Ethnicity is a group of people who identify with each other on the basis of perceived shared attributes that distinguish them from other groups. Those attributes can include a common nation of origin, a common set of ancestry, traditions, language, history, society, religion, and so on. So there's a lot that go into it. And like, for example, I would technically, when asked about race, I fall under the white category of race. My ethnicity, however, isn't white and can't be white. My ethnicity is Croatian. That's where I come from. So I can identify um, with the ethnicity and say, well, I'm Croatian because there's an ancestry there. I'm Canadian because I have lived in Canada most of my life. Um, I'm I'm a I'm a psychic. That's what I have in common with other people. So, and that ethnicity isn't dependent on color. So, I thought we could kind of start there and find out how do you feel, um, Sherry, about the the
You
race
know,
ethnicity?
I kind of lumped the two different terms together most of my life. I never really thought about the difference of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm white, obviously. I look it.
No.
Although I'm tanned,
Yep.
but the 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 makeup of my DNA is mostly European and then some Cherokee. So, I'm Welsh, I'm Scots, I'm Irish, I'm English, I'm French, and I'm Cherokee. And so it's like I kind of have a mixture.
Yep.
I'm an American. I was born and raised here. I mean, um, there's not a lot of countries that you can go to and live there and then you become that
Yes.
race or that ethnicity of that country. Like you could go to Germany and become a German citizen or go to Ireland and become an Irish citizen. But you're not Irish unless it's in your DNA. You're not German unless it's in your DNA. Just like you're Canadian, even though it's not in your DNA, but that's where you settled, that's where you grew up, that's the persona you took on. I mean, with me, I guess we broke it down with, well, I'm Southern.
Yeah.
It very definite, you know, lines to be crossed here in the US. I mean, I was born and raised in the South. I have lived here my entire life, with the exception of a
Mm-hmm.
10-year period that I went out west. And I, I mean, I never really thought about it. I mean, as a child, of course, I grew up in the South during the middle of the civil rights movement. So I saw a lot of really horrific things. And because of the way my mother raised me and my brother, that we're all the same. It doesn't matter what color you are, what color your eyes are, what color your skin is. That doesn't make you any different or better or worse than anybody else. And so I always had a hard time trying to comprehend why someone would hate someone else because their skin tone was different, or because their hair color was different, or because their accent was different, or because they came from another country and came here to do better for themselves. It's like, so what? I
Yeah.
just, it has always baffled me. I mean, and I've known my fair share of bigots, believe me. I've got quite a few in the family,
Yeah.
which is why I don't associate with them. But I just it's always been a mystery to me why it's so important, because at the rate we're going
Yeah.
today, eventually we're going to get to the point where we're all kind of the same sort of
Yeah.
color, and with maybe different colored eyes. Maybe we'll wind up everyone to have the same colored eyes. I don't know, because all of the different races now mix, and they do so fluidly without any, real thought of, it's not like
Yeah.
you go, well, I'm going to go date him because he's black, or I'm only going to date her because she's Hispanic, or, that kind of thing. So, it's I don't know. It's always been a baffling thing for me. I just never understood why it had to be an issue, I guess. And so I tend to not think about it if I can help it, just because it makes me crazy, Yeah.
Totally. Totally. And how about you, Val?
I just want to say something to teacher Barbara is asking, isn't Southern just a regional nickname? And, teacher Barbara, I would have thought that too until I married a Southern gentleman. And here's the thing about where you're from. Where you're from, like the South, you say things like Charleston, Mount Charleston. Here we have our mountain. He says Mount Charleston. I mean, he doesn't talk in the same way. He's very northern accented, but only on certain words. I go, oh man, he's really got the southern. He didn't even grow up totally in the South. He lived in Germany. He was all over as a military brat. But the southern roots came from his mother speaking and doing things as the steel magnolia way. And so he has those southern things. It can be your little social attributes, the things that you learned that are contained in that southern. So no, it isn't just the region. You actually inherit the sort of, we're going to call them cultural attributes. Okay, so this is the difference between race and ethnicity. Ethnicity is they can be your cultural attributes. Like, I'm a California girl. You can tell what that means. Yoga, meditation, blah, 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 blah. No, we're not racist in California, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't even understand all of that stuff growing up that was happening in the South, in Montgomery, Alabama, and all those different things. I mean, I saw it on TV, and my parents had to explain what all that was about, because that was just like not in my wheelhouse, not in my world. Because I went to school with everyone. I didn't have that kind of situation. Well, when they finally let people all go to the same schools. But for me, I absolutely think of myself as I'm English, 65% English. I am Scottish. I am Irish. I am actually Norwegian by a bit, as you can tell, because I came over to Britain, right? And a little bit Welsh and Basque, actually. So this is my ethnicity. This is my identity. I don't even think of myself as white or Caucasian. It doesn't even apply.
Yeah.
It isn't even something I have a thought about. But I go, oh, I'm Irish, I'm this, I'm that. When I think of myself, I say to myself, oh, I have this heritage. And, I think back to some of the stories I heard growing up. But so my enculturation is the California climate. That's how I was enculturated, and that included diversity.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and that
you can look at somebody and that kind of indicates, it doesn't always.
Yes.
But it can very much indicate somebody's kind of mindset and how they are in their culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
to pick up a little bit on the Southern thing, that's what, when somebody says, well, what are you? I'm Southern. That's
because it's actually, it is your ethnicity, your ethnical cultural heritage that you inherited.
Yeah.
All those southern things that are Southern that you might even take for granted that other people see is your Southern heritage. your
That
good manners,
part of your language, part of your
you
dialect, part of your
I say,
mythology, your
yeah,
folklore,
yeah,
and all that.
folklore,
It
That
really got kind of came home to roost with me when I moved to Phoenix for 10 years because
yeah,
a lot of people were really thrown by some of my behaviors. And I know my boss, who was also a Southerner, but he was black.
yeah,
And so we would sometimes talk to each other in Southern shorthand,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and other people would hear us and they would be like, "Oh my God, they're really saying bad things to one another." We'd be laughing and say, "No, no, it's not bad. It's
no,
if you said it, it would be bad. But no, we can say it because we know what it means."
yeah,
And that is
That kind
very
of thing, you
true.
know.
It's
Yeah,
your ethnicity, your cultural attributes and traditions, language, cultural heritage, and all of that is tied up in that ethnicity. And you know what? It is almost, until we started to talk about it, indistinguishable with my Irish, Scottish, blah, blah, I'll throw it all in. But that's all my ethnicity. I don't even think about my race. I don't even,
yeah,
I give nothing to that at all. It
yep.
means nothing to me. Um, yeah.
yeah. It's not like I wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, today I'll be white,"
Yeah.
or "Oh, today I'll be a female."
But
You
then
know.
that's also racial um, enculturation. That's
Yeah.
enculturation where I don't
Yes.
even have the I haven't had the awakening of saying, "Oh my God, I'm a privileged white person," because I've never behaved as a privileged white person.
Yes.
So I
Right.
didn't, I didn't go. My parents didn't raise me to put myself outside of. They had me alongside everyone, like
Yeah.
we're
Right.
all one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And
yeah,
that that is something that, you're lucky that your family was able to provide that for you, because it kind of, you grew up with that broader sense. There are those pockets in the world where the cultural identity is um so
closed off,
controlled.
tight
Yeah.
knit, controlled.
Yes, that it's, there isn't room
Even
for
if you moved into a certain town in Kentucky, you wouldn't be accepted because you aren't from that town in Kentucky. You're an
yes,
outsider. I'm just going to use
exactly.
that
And yeah,
as an
and you're
example.
not part of the
Sorry,
town
Kentucky.
until, 5 generations have lived there. Then
Yeah.
you're no longer the newcomer.
Yes.
No? So,
Yeah.
oh, you guys, are we ready?
Yes.
And please help me welcome the lovely
Oh,
secretary.
hi, Sheila.
Sheila.
Oh,
Can't hear
Kat,
you.
Oh, we can't hear you. She's like
she's
that
her
from the dentist, and
yeah, her computer is,
it's just
was up
getting warmed up.
doing all kinds of things, and so yeah,
Well, I
well,
know my mom used to always laugh and say, we're probably part black too because we
I
did
mean,
own
I always say,
slaves, one branch of the family back in the day. So
I
there's a
say
real
that
good
to my
chance
husband. Yeah,
we got
yeah.
a strain of that running through us too. And
mhm.
one of my aunts used to tease her and say, "That's probably why we have rhythm." And so
Well, you
Yeah,
know what they say?
it is
They
a
say
cultural thing,
we all
So
came from Africa. That the
yeah,
bottom
that's
line.
true. We did. We
Isn't
all
that
did.
true? So
We all
then
came from
nothing need
Africa.
be said after that. Okay.
no,
We all
no, and
came
you know
from
what?
Africa.
It is, our race
Yeah,
is becoming diffused
yeah.
because there are so many other races that we are interacting with now more and more. There was a time when, if you were born in small town England, that's where you grew up, that's where you
Yeah.
married, that's where you died. Like
Yeah.
your world consisted of, as far as you can go, maybe on horseback,
Maybe
that
the
was
next
it.
town over or something.
Maybe yes. Yeah,
Maybe.
yes. And now, with people being able to travel more and being exposed to more things,
Yeah.
that, I'm white, I'm black, I'm Asian, is being kind is being diluted, and rightfully so, because that is you can't just hang on to one image and say, yeah, that's the only thing I want to identify with. You know,
Yeah.
like when I hear things like some people saying about, yeah, immigrants are poisoning the blood of America.
Yeah.
The blood of
Makes my
America,
blood boil when I hear that.
unless you are an, a Native American who was here before the white folks showed up and stole everything, um, you know, who are you to say that immigrants are spoiling the blood? Imagine,
That's hilarious. We are immigrants. I mean,
yes,
my heritage is right off the boat from England.
yes.
Who do you think I am? I am one of these people asking, can I be in the
Let's
melting
try
pot?
this.
Just like else, you know.
Is it working?
I hope so. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yay!
absolutely. Yay! Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
And yeah, so what we've, I think, have you met Sherry and Val before?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, we've been on shows.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, what we've been discussing, Sheila, and I'm still hoping that our other sister is going to be able to join us, and that's Allie. And yeah, she had a dental appointment as well. And so she's going to try to get here. I said, well, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. You know, we'll play it by ear. But with all the recent talk of, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian until she decided to become black.
You know, I just want to slap him so bad.
I know.
So bad. I mean, when did he choose to become orange?
Yes.
I mean, he was white. Now he's orange. What happened there?
Exactly.
Oh, just get him.
Yeah. So the sort of discussion that we've been having is about, a lot of people don't realize that there is a difference between race and ethnicity. And that, you know, they are not mutually exclusive. You can have both, and you know, whatever you decide to identify with, that's up to you, because we're all a mixture of so many things now.
Yes.
Right. That, yeah, you do the 23andMe, and you know, long are the days where they would look at it and go, yeah, you're 99.99% white. Now
I'm 98% Irish and Scottish. I am a white girl. You open me up, there's some white redheads in there, I'm sure of it.
Well, we seem to all have the Scots, the Welsh, and the Irish in our blood here. So.
Yes.
Because who came over? You know, who first sort of colonized
Right.
America was, yeah, the people that came over from Europe. So it makes sense.
To be honest, even the color white, is not even a color. I mean, we were not like white people until they had to distinguish between races. So we weren't even called that until somebody thought that was a good campaign, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's pigeonhole all these people who are very light.
Yeah, you can ask children and say, what color are we? And they would go, peach. You know what I mean? They're like, there's nothing white about you.
They say I'm freckled.
Color white, I promise you.
Yeah. They didn't have a freckled category because I would fit in that one.
Yeah.
But he's trying to tout. The reason why he's doing that is because, for one thing, he doesn't want to lose any of his black voters. That's one. The small amount that he has, he doesn't want to lose them, because that's one of his small little tiny powers, and he's really trying to draw in, of course, the the black voters who are prejudiced against their own race, right?
Yeah.
He
Oh,
has
and there are
captured
plenty.
the hate within them, just like he has captured the hate within the white people, and that who are still racist, and therefore that's one reason why he keeps on saying that she's not black. Don't go with her. She's not black. Don't support the black girl, right? And
Yeah.
the other thing is when he gets really really angry, he cannot compute in his head, reconcile in his head that this woman is going to beat him, and he wants his base to know when he gets beat that she wasn't a black girl.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't lose anything. She's not a black girl, right?
Yeah. And as if
It's
that,
bad enough she's a woman.
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, he's getting slapped around in all different categories with this one. And
Yes.
it's nice. It's nice to see. I have been literally trying to make content, and I keep on getting to the point where I start talking about how joyful and how much support and her rallies, and I start crying. I can't get out a content without crying because we
Yeah.
have been doing this for almost 10 freaking years. We
Yeah.
have been in turmoil. We have been in waiting. We have been, as psychic readers, we have been telling everybody it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Even on the bleakest, horrible, loudest day of Trump, we're still telling them everything is going to be okay. And we didn't really know exactly the turn of events. We just knew it was coming. I
Yes.
know that I read when Biden got in, I read 4 years in ahead. I said, "Are we going to be able to vote? Is everything going to be okay?" And every single one of the cards said, "Yeah, you're going to be fine." Although I couldn't convince nobody, right? And they're like, "No,
Yes.
that's not what we're saying." And we are literally in the amongst. I'm going to cry again. We are literally in the transition feeling. If anybody's wondering why they feel a little out of sorts, but yet healing, is because this is the transition
This is
feeling, right?
it. This is it
Yeah.
right now.
We are
Yeah.
going up. It's like being on the space station, not
Yes.
too long, and all of a sudden we're all starting to come
Yeah.
back to Earth. And
Yeah.
that feeling of everything is going to be okay. We are going to make it.
Yeah.
I'm watching Twitter. I'm not really watching Twitter. Somebody tells me about Twitter because I don't understand Twitter. But I watch TikTok and I watch YouTube and stuff like that. And I know I'm talking too long, but I just want to reiterate that this family that we have right here is literally a small amount of yay, 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 yay. Finally, that it's just so big. I just watched a rally again for Kamala Harris. They need to get a venue. They're going to start filling up stadiums, football stadiums. They're running out of room for the people who are wanting to support them in everything. I hope they come to Colorado. They probably won't because we're not a swing state. But anyways, they're filling this up. The energy is there. The long lines are there. The white women who got on a call who broke Zoom because they broke Zoom.
200,000 plus.
Yeah,
The
broke.
largest Zoom call ever.
Yes, and also, the money that's coming in for her and for now, Tim Waltz and
Yeah.
and things like that. So it's bigger. It's bigger. That how I always say that the energy has to match up together.
Yeah.
We're finally in that little metric system where it's all lining up.
Yeah.
It's all
I mean,
lining up.
yeah.
So
We've had, you're absolutely right in that we have had years of talking people off the ledge,
yep.
right? Telling them, yes, it is going to get better. Be patient. It is going to get better. And at every turn, when we thought things were going to change, the timing wasn't right. And so then we'd be saying, okay, well, yeah, he got away with it again. Okay. So it's like up and down, up and down, up. This time took,
It took
right?
because if you lean into that energy, they are so strong and powerful that it makes Trump look like an elderly old dot,
Yeah.
just a little like an afterthought. and you can't even get to anything. There isn't anything else. Even the Fox hosts are talking about it in a positive light and kind of dissing Trump because you can't. They're going to follow what's happening, and that is
Our energy is also going to affect them, and they don't even know it because they're not enlightened. It's affecting them in a way that they just don't know. We all know how energy works. Just because we are aware of how energy is, we're watching the beautiful wave of the energy. They don't, and we get to watch their stumble into
they're
an
being hit by it. They have to go the direction the wave is going. They
cannot not help it. Yeah, I agree.
It'll knock them over.
You know how you just come, sometimes you just say something you didn't realize you're going to say? That's going to be them because they have to follow that energy.
Yes.
And we're doing so much better than we think we're doing. I just want to really put that out there, that we're doing way better than we think. And I as a content creator, I mean, we have, like I said, we've been here. I was going to try to finish that thought. We have been here. We're like, this, everything's going to be fine. And the release of of all of that just plateaued with me. I've been crying. I can't explain to you how much I have been, just every time I hear Kamala talk, every time, it's here. It really, it's finally here. And
I listen like at work, listening to the rallies today with tears coming down my face.
And that's why I'm saying we jumped timelines. We didn't just go forward. We jumped timelines. And we're in the timeline when all of this is like 2 years sped ahead. And we have eliminated a lot of things that could have been in our future because we have done this. And we did this as a collective effort together.
Be proud, because we kept
proud.
Be proud. We don't have the power, but what we did is we followed the power.
We did.
The real power.
And we helped to blow it out.
We followed the power. Therefore, we have watched us follow the power. Therefore, the people who are watching us follow the power also influenced everybody around them to follow the power. Do you see how big it was that we did this?
It's big.
It's huge. And I'm trying to make content and I can't get through it because I'm crying. I'm like, I was like, you want 3 minutes of Sheila crying? I don't know what you guys want anymore. I'm just like,
it's that.
Well, and I think I know with the people that I've been hearing from when I've been doing readings for others, is they are so overwhelmed they don't know how to deal with their emotions.
Yeah.
And you're trying to talk to them and get them, okay, just take a breath, and then you're crying right with them. I mean, it's like it's you can't, you can't control it. I mean, when I first stumbled into this community 4 years ago, I was blown away by it because I was like, I didn't know people like this existed. I wasn't aware, and it was a lifesaver for me. It turned my whole life around, let me open the door back up to what I was supposed to be, not what I had let other people make me be. Yeah. And that's a powerful thing when you think about it. It really, really is. And I'm forever grateful. But way back in the beginning, I heard one of the readers, and I don't remember who it was, talking about the pendulum swing. And they were like, right now, we're way over here to the right. Well, I guess that would be this way for the TV screen. But now we're swinging back, and we're swinging hard back to the left. And when we get there,
so much to the center that we're going to get pretty balanced here, because she is going to lead with a lot of the rule of law and logic and with her heart. So I think it's going to go across aisles. And I think the moderate Republicans are going to be very thankful that they can actually work now in the House and in Congress.
Yeah.
Something
Not only that, it's going to give our people out there who follow the law permission to go after the criminal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And finally, they're not going to be so. It won't matter. Like, hey, you're not going to be president anyway. Let's go to the jailhouse. Here we go.
Yes.
where he needs to be. That man needs to be in prison for
Yes.
years. He has done so many bad things.
I think
As
And
he's
long
having
as all of his little helpers that
having
helped him
nightmares of
pull it
going to
off,
prison now.
they're gonna have
and
to build a special prison just to hold all of them. They really are.
Tanya checked and has his number. So
she sure
one of
does. She knows how to get away. She
yeah,
and that's the thing too. The less power he has, the more powerful we become, and and thank goodness. Just like we've been saying for years and years and years, the good will overcome. It
yeah,
really has, and it really will. I have to tell you, the Democrats, if this wasn't planned, it was freaking genius how
Yeah,
they did
absolutely.
this. I mean, they dropped it like it was hot after the RNC, after his assassination. Well, they just really put him on the back burner, and now everybody's talking about what's going on with the Democrats, and he hates it. Why
yeah,
aren't they talking about me? You
yeah,
know, he hates it. They
exactly.
really did that. I mean, that was a brilliant move. I did cards on if Biden was going to win. Yes, the card still said he was going to win. However, I never asked. I don't think I asked. Was he going to step down or somebody else was going to be there? Now I know. Lori from Way of Positive Change. Her and I had a conversation behind the screen, and she saw him stepping down, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter,
It
right? So
doesn't
it
matter.
was
Yeah,
swirling around us. It was
it's
swirling
that
around.
timeline jump.
Yeah,
it
it was
is.
absolutely. It was because I
The
didn't think.
timeline jump is like what?
Yep,
What? And here
yep,
we are, like all of a sudden, 2 years is now, and we're
Yes.
and Trump and his crew don't know how to
And
handle this because
I
they're
think it
totally
was so hard.
they're out of sync with everything. They can't
Yes.
come up with anything to talk
They're
about.
like we've been for the
Talking
last
points
10
are so
years.
old. From their talking points are Obama talking points, like race.
Oh, absolutely. Well, here's one that I had on TikTok quite a while. It says, well, Kamala Harris got to the top with her knees. And I got on there and says, if women could sleep their way to the top, we'd be in charge of
Of
everything
everything.
by now.
Yes.
Oh, and then some.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
men
and I
would be
guarantee you,
played.
I would be the top sleeper and I'd be at the top. I guarantee you, I would not be followed. I'm like, I don't care. We're going here. Right. So if that was really, an actual thing, they only say that to demean who she is. Their ploy is to never give her legitimate power
Yes.
to the people who are haters.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I think for us at
down.
this age that we all are, those of us who are in our 40s, 50s, 60s, whatnot, we had the excitement, the hope, the encouragement when Obama came along that we were like, finally it's starting to happen. And then everybody got like bitch slapped. Boom.
That was
With
that pendulum,
five
right?
in their face.
Yeah.
That was a pendulum swing. And it was like, oh, this is not good. And we were so beaten down
Yeah.
And we
by
went
the
to bed
ugliness
and
from
boom,
him
things
that
happen.
we couldn't break out of it. And
We woke up, and
it's
all of a sudden, Biden was stepping down, and the whole world was coalescing around
Because
Kamala
we
Harris.
didn't consider him a king. Therefore, when he made an adult decision to step down and not run again for his own position that he has been given, whether it was influenced or not, it's irrelevant. It was still his decision.
Yes, it
And
was.
nobody makes a president step down from a race. Nobody does.
No.
And so it doesn't matter if he was influenced, but what he did was make an adult decision. And he came back around and says, I'm not running. I says, the power is not more important than my country. And therefore and then endorsed. And in my mind, back then I thought that there was no way that they would certify, but I forgot that Kamala Harris has already been certified in all those states. Therefore, it was an easy transition. I'm like, you're dumb. ding dong.
And they were ready to go the next morning. They were like on
Had
it.
that as plan
So
B in some way,
he,
because she was already
yeah,
on the ticket for the money inside of the donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
You
was
And
have
all,
all
absolutely perfect
yeah.
timing.
I
And
mean,
I know that initially on the Sunday when the news came out,
we were
it
all sick.
yeah, like a gut punch and oh my
Yeah.
God. But having the opportunity to think about it for a day or two, it was like, holy crap. This feels like after years of not being able to take a deep breath because you're waiting for the other shoe to fall.
yep,
This was a letting go.
It was
yeah,
so
This
abrupt
was
and so
the
quick.
moment
though,
that the
too.
pregnant woman gives birth.
yep,
And it's like,
absolutely.
oh, okay, it's done. There is so much.
Oh,
Well, when I was watching yesterday, with Kamala and Tim Waltz, and she was introducing him, and I'm watching, and I'm getting full body shivers,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh my
Yeah.
God, like,
Yep.
yeah, get ready.
yeah.
Yeah, good times are coming. And you know what? As much, I mean, yeah, I would listen. If Trump was on fire, I wouldn't cross the street to you know what on him to put him out. But
I might go. He's. Does anybody? What the hell?
Yeah.
That's about as far as I'd go. He's Does anybody?
yeah,
Yo, no. All right.
Yeah, because his people are busy jumping ship and running for the hill.
Oh,
They're not going to
yeah.
put him out.
Already gone.
yeah.
We
And you
haven't
know what?
changed
There
anybody's
is
mind. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? We haven't changed it. Everybody has been at the gate of who they were going to vote for from the get go. However, we haven't changed anybody's mind. What we have done is got the middle people to stop voting for RFK.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we got the people, all of the young people going, forget it, I'm not voting. It doesn't matter. They have now registered and now they're going to vote. You see what I mean? We haven't changed anybody's mind that has already followed. The maggots are maggoting and they're going to stay at the maggot level, right? And so that's the shift is we got all of the loose ends and we finally put them up underneath the support and then we went forward.
And when you have people like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Megan Stallion, and whatnot come out and publicly voice they're backing her 100%, and you got their millions of followers that are knocking themselves out, getting registered to vote. I mean, Taylor Swift's been doing that since Joe Biden and Kamala ran last time. She was telling her people, go register. She was having booths set up at her concerts so that when they, came or left, they could stop and register to vote if they were old enough. She was
Unfortunately,
opening those doors.
in Georgia, they're not letting people who have driver's licenses that are renewing, they can't get in there before January. So when it's time to vote, they don't have licenses that are accurate. And so they cannot vote. They
Yeah.
can't change their registry and
They're trying to fix that right now.
match.
Yeah.
This is done on purpose.
Yeah, but they're trying to fix that. That's going to also. I mean, does everybody have their cards? Let's see if that situation is going to be fixed before. Let's read. Let's give a 3-card read on that because I really truly. I'm sorry, Marina. Am I taking over your?
Yes, you are. Yeah. No, it's it's okay.
All right, I'll be over
That's
here.
why we love you, Sheila.
So sorry.
I love the excitement. I love that there is joy, there is laughter, there is something positive to look forward to. There are good things. And you know what? In some ways, like I started to say earlier, Trump is not one of my favorite people, but on a spiritual level, I will give him kudos for allowing people to show us who they are, because if he hadn't done that, we would have people like Cheeseboro, like Steve Bannon, like Meadows, like Alito, and all those, where they could still hide behind the shadows,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? But now they have come out, they have identified themselves. We know who they are, and now we know how and where to get rid of them, where to put up the guardrails. So it's like, yeah, you thought you were going to take over the country. Well, yeah.
Right.
Thanks for pointing out where all the landmines are. Appreciate it.
Exactly.
I
I
agree.
got here's the apathetic people who've been told that it's going to take 6 months to renew their license and they're screwed. But here is the King of Cups coming in and the Empress to da 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 da.
Dun,
This
dun,
one's
dun.
here. This one's here to talk them up and say, "Yeah, get in there and do this," or the Empress, and they're going to come around. They're going to drive them to the polling places and make sure they vote, and hopefully it will get fixed because these cards say yes.
Yes.
I got the Three of Pentacles. Everybody's working together right now,
Yeah,
followed by the Four of Wands, and we're
Yeah.
celebrating in the process.
you're giving me
And
the
ending with the King of Cups.
yeah, yeah.
It's all coming out
Yeah.
like roses. I mean, with this deck, and I just dropped the card again.
People know what's going on. They recognize it for,
Yeah.
for exactly what it is.
They've seen the tricks that the pony
Yeah.
does already, so they identify it right away. Wait a minute, this isn't right.
They were already prepared for the fight of the magician.
Yeah. Got it.
Perfect.
They were
Yeah.
already prepared for the fight of the magician. And what they did was that they already had a new plan in place to cut through the bullshit. But BS. No shit. No cussing.
I just feel such a strong momentum to clean up. They know all the areas that these people have gotten into and infiltrated to create havoc. And so, yeah, I feel like a lot of things are going to get cleaned up toot sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for identifying where the loopholes are. Now,
Yes,
now we'll be able to close them. Good.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think that they get it figured out, and kind of they will have it figured out well before November, because not to have it figured out, that's not going to be a good look.
It's
Yeah.
discriminating against a certain population who can't vote, and that's
Yeah.
not right. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting for their rights. Kemp,
Yeah.
well, Trump got out there and just tore Kemp up. So now Kemp is like, he just threw, my Republican guy just threw me under the bus. Am I gonna make it through Georgia? Then he does this to voters. I don't think he's gonna get through anymore.
No, No.
I don't think so. Yeah, you got a
Let's,
point.
let's read on Kemp. See where his career is, because he took a hit. That's
He's
too.
the one who was silenced and recorded. Can you
Yep,
just
he
find me?
That's the reason why Trump is pissed off at him. But yet, the Republicans in that state, or even the Democrats, will have to get him through. But then he pulls this voter thing, right?
I don't know. Is it him that pulled the voter thing?
Yep.
'Cause I mean,
Yeah, it was Kemp.
have a good night, Captain Morgan. Thanks for stopping by.
so
And
Hi, Kat.
let me just stop you for a second there, Sherry. I forgot to mention in the very beginning, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Go down in the description of this video. You'll get the links for everyone else's channels. Make sure that you go over and do the same thing for them. If you're interested in membership and joining our channel as members, it's a way for you to support the channel and keep us going. If you're interested, all of us do readings. So if you're interested in booking a reading, reach out to us. If you've got somebody who's got a birthday, anniversary, whatever coming up, and you have no idea what to get them, buy them a gift card, buy them a reading. book for reading. So, okay, Miss
You know,
Sender is done.
I get that he feels strong in what he's doing. And here's his fat merchant card sitting there all satisfied. And this is, I don't care about anyone else's feelings. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Sheila. He really did do this. And here's defeat, his defeat card coming up. So something's going to happen where it gets turned around and, you know, he,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he's put into place is going to be.
Ace of Swords reversed.
Mm,
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
No.
But then I got the Knight of Cups. So he's trying to pretty it up, make it
mhm.
sound like it's a legitimate thing that he's trying to do.
He really was doing it. I didn't know that.
But then I got the Wheel of Fortune reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what goes around comes around, as they say. He's getting ready to big time get going around.
He got the defeat card from
Absolutely.
me. So yeah.
I got the Page of Swords. This is and when I saw that, for some reason, I don't know why, but you know the saying, if you've ever heard it before, about someone having to fall on the sword. That's what that felt like. Like he's having to fall on the sword for someone, whether it's for Trump, whether it's for himself, but that's kind of what that felt like. So
Yeah.
that's
It's-
what I.
Oh, that's
Okay, you guys, we are at.
Oh, I
50.
didn't do mine. Hang on just a second.
Sure.
I didn't do mine yet.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Oh,
Mine will be real quick. The Hierophant
Okay.
took a hit on him. So the boss took a hit on him, so it gave him an upheaval and rooted him out. And now he's trying to act like everything's fine, but he's got a burden that he's dealing with, and he knows that the chariot is coming for him, and he's dang worried about that chariot just putting him in there. They're probably just going to dump him in there and shove him down the road and say good luck, because Georgia is done with the Republicans, especially what they did to Fani Willis.
I know it. I feel it. I feel they're very blue now.
Done with them
Because Stacey Abrams before her.
They're done. And you see, what Trump had done was he got the Republicans who were supporting Trump in that state now is not going to vote for Kemp. So any Republican voters that were going to vote for him, he just lost. Then if there was any Democratic voters that were going to vote for Kemp, there's only like this many. So therefore, he literally has lost. He knows it.
Mm-hmm.
I know his seat was up for auction.
Yeah.
Now, I will say we did have a couple questions, and this one is really, really interesting, and it's from SFW, and it says, is former Prime Minister of Canada, Stephen Harper, involved with the Heritage Foundation? Is he a part of Project 2025? Now, I got to tell you that, Stephen Harper was Prime Minister of Canada before Justin Trudeau took over. Stephen Harper looks like the glad man.
He's part of them.
That's what jumped out when I started.
Celebration. Here's the hero font. Here's abundance. There's a lot of money handled back and forth between this.
Yes.
And Heritage Project 2525 has infiltrated Canada, and there are many people in place. And apparently, they're under different names, these projects, and they're all over the world. It isn't just the United States. This stuff was put in place, this autocracy ruled manifesto was put in place a long time ago to infiltrate the governments and do this.
Because they truly believe that they don't, they're going to hell. Now, if
Yeah,
you've ever
and they
read
do.
all the way back to the reasoning why this is, they literally, as a religion, say if we do not get the world on board with this, we are going to go to hell.
Yeah,
We are the sinners,
yeah,
and that's just how they have functioned. And I also
yeah,
got that he's throwing out the illusion and delusion, and he's trying to
yeah,
rally the troops, and he wants a victory in that.
yeah.
Yes, and that's exactly what his group, and it's some, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's something about democracy and what
Mhm.
the purpose of the group that Stephen Harper is sort of the leader of is to get as many authoritarian governments in place around the world as possible.
Correct. All
They
around the world.
this is one of ours. Now he was conservative, which is like a Republican, um, not very liked, and I'm not surprised that he's part of it. I was shocked that he's part of it because I really wanted to believe that Canada was just a little better than that. And I think for the most part, maybe most Canadians are, but our leaders are they're
You
they're
know,
really not better.
I I agree the most people in Canada are above that. And I have to say, it's only the elite few or the very poor few who are in government or connected to all of this or in the Heritage Foundation and named other things in, all around the world. It isn't the majority.
No,
So,
No, it's a very select
no.
group. When I started shuffling, the first card that flew out, the devil.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we're seeing what he really is, followed by the Ten of Cups reversed.
Mm.
I tell you what, since all this stuff started happening, I started pulling reversed cards. It's blowing my mind because I put them all in one direction, and
Yeah,
somehow they turn out reversed. I don't understand it. Ending
yeah,
with the Four of Cups. So it's that regret left behind. Like he can't see that there may be something more for him because now he's just convinced. Well, I totally effed this up, so
yeah,
there's nothing for me anymore. And but yeah, he's
yeah. And I got the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. It's all about money. It's all about protecting the wealthy, making sure that there are class distinctions between the population, and that is how you control a large segment of population. You keep them sick and you keep them uneducated, and this is what these folks are doing with everything. That books are being banned, and this is being done, and that is being done. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. People have woken up. What we have gone through right now is, it feels like that deep sleep where, yeah, you fall asleep watching TV, and you're listening to the movie, whatever, and all of a sudden you wake up and you go, what the hell just happened? Like
Yeah.
what? It,
Like
it's
that.
wonderful. It's glorious. So there's that. So thank you very much, SFW, for that question. And I think that this is something that maybe we can discuss a little further on Friday at the at the
Story in
story
the card. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
story in the cards.
Right.
And and then just quickly, Light Seeker Witch says, will things take a more positive turn for me and my family in the near future? Feels like we've been hit with wave after wave of rubbish and just need to be able to see the light. And she'd also included at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, if we'll just do a couple cards.
The first thing that came to my mind when I was reading that is that old saying, I had to lose to see the light.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
for some reason that is applying. Is like how do you learn how to change your mind? You have to go through it to understand it. That's what that was the whole thing that just kind of walked through my hand. You have to lose something in order to see the light, to be shifted, to be awoken, to be understanding, to break down the barriers. I don't know if that means it. That's my reading for her. That's what came through. So
Beautiful.
Well, I had the
That
Knight of Cups
goes
and
right
the
in.
Ace of Swords both came up. So it's, yeah, I mean, you can see on this card right here, the light's coming through. You just got to hang on a little bit longer, but it's coming. Just hang in there.
So I got the Justice card, which is more like Sheila was saying, you get what you deserve, or you get, as things are unfolding, you're getting what you're calling forward in your consciousness every day. You're creating your reality. And by that, keep your mind positive on really good things, and you're going to get through this. And yeah. So be present.
Yeah, I think Sheila nailed it. That what you have been through is something to show you that you do have the strength to make it through this.
Yeah.
That if you're worried about things being unfair in terms of stuff happening to you and your family, it's not about fairness. It's about being able to appreciate the balance that is coming to you and having the strength to recognize it. So I think, I think that is absolutely perfect. I love that. All righty. Well, ladies, I'm sorry that Allie was not able to join us. I hope that whatever she had to do at the dentist worked out. And Sheila, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. I have to apologize to, is it Colleen? I was supposed to, I think I missed a show. I was supposed to be on with Colleen. I feel so bad.
Was it the future? Something
I don't remember. I was supposed to be on some Friday. I was supposed to be on with her, and
for polyterology, yeah.
I was so disappointed. I was going through some stuff, and I just totally forgot all about it.
It's happened to the best of us.
The tooth, the infection in my jaw. It's not an excuse to be.
Yeah. No, it's happened. It happened to everyone.
No, I feel bad. Oh God.
Oh, just let her know. She's good with that.
I did. I let her know, and I just had like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. But I just want to publicly, like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I couldn't mean it.
That's all right.
It's terrible. It's a terrible feeling to forget.
It is, and I've been there. So
we've all done it. Absolutely.
I was 30 minutes late to my own show that I was hosting because the dog decided to have issues like 5 minutes before airtime, and I was outside with him, and I couldn't get to the phone to let my guests know I'm coming. Just hang on a minute, They all waited for me 30 minutes before I got there. I was like, I can't believe y'all are still here.
Oh, that's funny.
So Sheila, we'll have to do another show with some more remote viewing.
Yes, we do. We need to get back in the swing of that.
Yes.
For sure. And here before we gotta go. I know this has been an hour. I haven't been here for an hour. So, anyways,
that's right. Yeah, it's fine.
Marina, she's you guys, I don't know if you understand how important these women are, and including Marina. She nailed that there was something wrong with me. She's like, get to the doctor. And well, she didn't say it that way. She said it in her nice, pleasant way, that she can tell a Gemini who has headstrong willing ways. But she's the one that literally was able to get through that blockage I had to get to the hospital, to get things done. And it was a roller coaster of finding out what happened with my back. I thought I was having a heart attack, and then getting to the point where I'm rolling in because I had a whole infection that's been there for months.
Oh my gosh.
How
Yeah.
dangerous that was. So I'm just
Yeah.
giving you a clue that happens behind the scenes with us sometimes,
Yeah.
is that we don't necessarily get readings, but we get readings from our friends because they tell us, and we're open to
Yeah.
people telling us what they think and what's going on and stuff, and how intuitive these women are. Thank
It was like
goodness.
when my son had a heart attack, 2 months ago.
Sheila.
It was Helen and Marina that, were on the phone with me, keeping me from losing my head because that was my baby. He's only 40 years old. It, yeah. Yeah. They
This
kept me
this lets you
sane.
know that there is a community out here. And behind the
Yes.
scenes, we also have a foundation of a community. You,
Mhm.
we are together. We walk this thing shoulder to shoulder. Nobody's
Yes.
above, nobody's below. We walk this shoulder to shoulder, and we continue on, and we help each other in the best way that we know how. And Marina, and she just happened to be the one that was able to get through the wall, and that's pretty
Yeah.
much. I hate to be so dramatic, but she saved me because
No, I
this
mean, it is
for
true.
longer.
No, I would be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, Lori from Way of a Positive Change, and Danny also had a little bit of another push into that too, but because I see them more often as well. But it was Marina. Just
Yeah.
saying.
No, I just
Just
happened to be
saying
lucky on that day. Thank you.
Just
Thank
well,
you.
thank
Thank
goodness. Well, thank goodness the spirit talked to her that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this is one of the reasons when I say don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's not because I'm constantly, or any of us are constantly looking at the numbers and this is what it's about, increasing numbers. No, it's because we are delivering a message that other people need to hear. And by virtue of the fact, the way that YouTube works is the more subscribers we have, the more likes, the more shares, the more comments after the video, it raises the algorithm and it gets us out in front of more people. So there are people who are looking for the messages we're delivering. They just don't know where we are.
Yep.
So when you do that,
Right.
you help them find us.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, Marina.
on that note, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, go to all the channels, do your thing. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has joined us. I think this was a fantastic discussion. And Sheila, you can, next time I'm hosting, maybe you can join us again.
Yes, if I remember.
Yes. All right. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Everyone.